think the World Cup has done an incredible job so far in promoting it and putting it on such a kind of equal and level playing field for the women. I think that's really the first time that we've ever had that, where it's been like, you know, the women, the men, the wheelchair, all kind of promoted in the same way, all sort of, you know, it's like this equality of this 3 World Cups together. So I think that's, you know, it's just such a brilliant opportunity for people to see women's rugby league in amazing stadiums, on TV, and hopefully, like you say, it will promote the women's game and the men's and the wheelchairs game, and we'll get more people wanting to watch and come down to the games, maybe watching it live, and also hopefully inspire some younger girls to want to be a part of the sport, and from that get more girls involved in rugby league. I think, you know, like you say, a good couple of years ago, it was a lot of fewer women were playing. And to be honest, I remember getting some negativity because of that, like you say, and having that sort of doubt, because people will be like, oh, you play for England, but there's only about 300 girls in the country that play, so you're not that good. And it was kind of like, oh, well, hang on a minute. They kind of, in some sense had a point, but also like, you know, we were working really hard, just as we do now, despite the fact that there was less women playing the game then. So I think, you know, times have changed massively. There's a lot more girls playing now, and I think that's had a great impact on the elite level for the women as well. You know, it is a little bit more competitive. Gemma might disagree with that because obviously she's not playing now. But from my point of view, yeah, I think it's just, I think you can agree there's a lot more support now for elite women.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just a lot more professional, and there's a kind of a higher standard of support, which I think in turn makes the team a little bit better prepared in some ways.
Yeah. I think the thing with the women that we've always struggled is the fact that, you know, because we're not professional, we're all, the highest that we can get is obviously, you know, is to play for England. And, you know, a few years ago, we went to World Cups, you know, in Australia in 2008, and nobody really knew that, you know, there's a Women's World Cup happening. Yeah. So I think obviously the fact that, like Emily said about how it's been marketed this time, it's only obviously a positive thing for the game and for the women. But I think as well, you know, the fact that, let's say, that women are not professional, it just goes to show that, you know, we're playing the game for the love of the game, really. And not because, you know, it's something that, you know, we can make a living from, or, you know, we do it because we love it. And I guess that's the main reason why. And obviously to represent your country is like the biggest honour. So I think every girl coming through and the players that, you know, play in the Super League, that's, you know, the ultimate goal for a lot of them.
I think that's massive. And I do think it is really important that young girls have got, you know, that female figure and that female role model to look up to. Because like you say, we didn't really have that, and like Gemma says, the women's game wasn't publicised. So even though there were women playing when I was a young girl, I didn't actually even know about that. Even though I was a girl playing myself, because it just wasn't out there in the media. So I think it's great that young girls can now look up to the female players, and like when Gemma was at Wigan last season, she had some girls getting a name on the back of their shirts and stuff, and I just thought that was like an amazing thing that had not happened before. So that's obviously really positive. I definitely do feel like there is a bit of a shift going on at the minute for, you know, a lot of the media stuff I see is kind of encouraging women to be strong and to be powerful, and that doesn't seem to have the same negative stigma that it did used to have. I definitely agree. I think, you know, a couple of years back it was seen as sort of a more negative thing for women to go into the gym and lift heavy weights and to be strong. Whereas now I think you see a lot of people on like social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and there's girls, like really feminine girls, lifting heavy weights and promoting that. And I think that's great for younger girls to see. So hopefully, you know, in the next couple of years to come, that'll be sort of a thing of the past. And girls won't have, like you say, this kind of dropout in sport because of negative body image, etc. And actually, they'll want to be part of sport because it promotes positive body image. So hopefully that's the way it's going, because I think that's definitely a change that was needed.